I was thinking about the idea of opening our minds or opening the door to thinking differently about things, or what I had characterized to myself as taking the red pill. And how one does this, I think, you have to, in order to see things differently, in order to think a little bit differently, I think part of it has to involve moving beyond your expectations in terms of, if you think of it in terms of physicality and what you are able to do. Once you do something you did not think you were able to do, let's say run a marathon, for example, or lift a certain amount of weight, or fast for a certain number of days, or any such thing. But once you do that thing, and once you are able to exceed your expectation, it opens your mind to possibilities. And you begin to think, if I could do that, why can't I do something else? Why can't I do so many things? And I like the analogy of the red pill, not simply for the reference, but because to the Matrix, which I hope you have seen. But to the idea that if you think of it as a pill, it is also something you need to take perhaps more than once. It's easy to exceed your bounds and then to fall into a state of acceptance and routine, and to fail to see or to realize, oh my gosh, there was a point when you couldn't do these things and the impossible became possible. It's important to take that pill again on occasion by pushing yourself, by doing something differently, doing something you didn't think you could do. So this is an idea of how to do this in terms of your physical limits and what you can do. It's a different question about how to get yourself to think differently in terms of just a different thought process and to see ideas that you did not see before, which I will have to talk about separately because it is its own topic. But I think the first step is just even opening your mind to the physicality of yourself and that you can do so much more than you thought you could. And even though I talk about physicality, it's even beyond that in terms of if you wanted to struggle with mathematics, let's say, for example, and just challenge yourself to learn higher and higher level of mathematics, which may or may not be something you thought you could do, but when you struggle through it, and the struggle is indeed the key, because if it were not a struggle and it were easy, you would not realize you have exceeded your own bounds and expectations. But even with something of an intellectual nature like that, it can open your mind to realizing you can do so much more than you thought you could. So, something to think about. I hope you are well. I am thinking about you, as always. And I hope that I hope that you're just present in your day today. I love you.